The Armenian government signed a $250 million agreement today with the mining company Lydian Armenia to greenlight operations at the long-stalled controversial Amulsar gold mine. Development of the roughly $400 million mine project has been suspended since 2018, when environmental activists and residents of nearby communities began staging blockades of the site. The protesters raised concerns that acid drainage from the project could leak into major sources of fresh water and expressed discomfort about the planned use of highly toxic cyanide at the mine, which is located less than 10 miles away from the famed resort town of Jermuk. Lydian Armenia, the company with the rights to operate the mine, says Amulsar would create over 1,000 jobs in Armenia and contribute nearly $500 million to the country's state budget through taxes and royalties over a decade of operations. Lydian Armenia is a subsidiary of Lydian International, a multinational mining company headquartered in the United States and registered in Jersey, a British tax haven. A 2021 investigation by the British media outlet Open Democracy found that the US and UK governments lobbied extensively for the Armenian government to greenlight the project. Nonetheless, Yerevan refused for years to give the project its final approval to operate. Also today, Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan rejected a proposal by Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev to install checkpoints along the sole road connecting Armenia and Karabakh. The regulations around the Lachin corridor have been negotiated and signed, Mirzoyan said at a press conference, referring to the ceasefire statement that ended the 2020 Karabakh war. Renegotiating the Lachin corridor is unacceptable to us, he added. After talks with Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and US Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Munich over the weekend, Aliyev told reporters that Baku was waiting for a response from Yerevan on a proposal to install checkpoints along the corridor. The November 2020 ceasefire statement, signed by Pashinyan, Aliyev, and Russian President Vladimir Putin, says Azerbaijan should, quote, guarantee the safe movement of citizens, vehicles, and goods in both directions along the Lachin corridor. The corridor is a 5-kilometer wide strip of land formerly under the control of Russian peacekeepers that surrounds the Goris-Stepanakert highway. It became the only overland route connecting Armenia and Karabakh after Azerbaijan made decisive territorial gains in the 2020 war. Azerbaijan has blocked the highway continuously since mid-December, effectively cutting off Karabakh from the outside world. In other Karabakh news, Russia's defense ministry has confirmed that a ceasefire violation took place yesterday in northern Karabakh, but did not lay responsibility on either side. In their daily bulletin, the Russian peacekeepers in Karabakh said a joint investigation into the incident with both sides is ongoing. There were no injuries. Yesterday's incident was the second confirmed ceasefire violation in Karabakh so far this month, and comes as Azerbaijan's blockade of the region stretches into its third month, prompting a major humanitarian crisis. Also yesterday, an official at Russia's foreign ministry warned a European Union diplomat that the EU's newly deployed civilian mission to Armenia does not contribute to real stabilization in the South Caucasus, stressing the importance of, quote, the lack of consensus on this initiative between Baku and Yerevan. The phone call between Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Galuzin and Toivo Klar, the EU's special representative for the South Caucasus, was held at the EU's request, a Russian government readout said. Earlier this week, the EU formally deployed 100 civilian monitors to the Armenian side of the border with Azerbaijan, marking a major intervention by Brussels into the conflict. The mission is set to last for 2 years. A smaller team of EU monitors was temporarily stationed in the same areas for 2 months at the end of last year. While Yerevan has welcomed the mission, Moscow has condemned the EU's deployment of monitors as outside meddling in the region. The monitors are based only on the Armenian side of the border because Azerbaijan did not agree to allow them into its territory.